Hi guys, thanks very much for clicking on the video. You catch up with me this evening in my local North Norfolk woodland. In the same woodland which I put my walk around #1 up. As I said in the video a few days ago, so it's a week ago now compared to that video, I put a poll up on Instagram which would be, what shall I cook next in the woods? Sorry, someone walking their dog, might think I'm a bit crazy talking at a camera. What do you want me to cook next in the woods? Sorry about that, I got stopped and spoke to the fellow walking his dog. It's a local fellow I normally stop and talk to. I said he was a bit crazy, talking into a camera lens. So anyway, join me in my local, steady feet. Join me in my local woodland. I did an Instagram poll, stew or corned beef hash, and the winner was stew. So I'm here in my local woodlands and we're going to have a cook up. So join me again in a minute when I've got to my destination. Right, here we are. You might recognise this little piece of woodland, this exact piece, from my Lavvu setting up video, which I did a few weeks ago. It's spitting, raining, probably going to chuck it down, the wind's blowing. So I was hoping to have an open fire and cook on, but it's not looking good because of the rain. So I bought my trusty gas stove, and I've also got my trusty Lavvu too, so I'm just going to set that up and then I'll catch up with you in a minute. Right, Lavvu set up. I really must stop saying right, I do apologise. Anyway, I'm all set up. It's getting dark, not dark, but there's a big rain cloud coming over and I'm getting wet. It's lucky I didn't do the open fire. Must be some big old bears in my local woodland here in England. Look at this. Some wild ponies that share this woodland, heathland with me. Getting wet now. It is. Right, let's get on there. Let's get a stove out and let's cook a game stew. Start off with a carrot. The birds. You want to chop it fairly chunky because the game I've got for it is a game pie mix, which is pheasant, venison, pigeon, rabbit and partridge. Obviously I'm cooking in the mess tin, so save space in your backpack. Use it as your chopping board as well. Once you've chopped your carrot, I like 2 potatoes. Again. This is the game pie mix I told you about. A mixture of venison, pheasant, partridge, pigeon and rabbit. It's quite cheap from the local butchers. You get a good amount. This is half the pack. Save the other pack, or the other half, for another day. Make a little pie at home. Smoked streaky bacon. I'm going to give it a shot. You haven't got to be too specific at chopping. It's a stew, all goes in hot. I'm making a one pot stew for myself. First thing I like to do is when I'm making a one pot stew for myself, first thing I like to do is bring some water to the boil, crumble in a stock cube. Boiling away nicely. Just had to rearrange myself a little bit because the heavens have opened. So I'm now pretty much in the Lavvu. Right, so I've put some water in there and crumbled in a stock cube. What I'm going to do now is just bring that to a boil, gentle boil. Okay, so bring it to a nice gentle boil like that. And I like to put the bacon in. And then the meat. So we're almost going to poach it. See it start to brown fairly quickly. It's been bubbling away now. 5 minutes, let's see. It's ready for the veg. Okay. So the meat, and the game and the bacon are poached in the water. Now it's time to add the carrot and potato mixture. Again, leave it on a fairly high heat. Now we want to cook that for, say, leave it on a simmer for another 10 minutes. So the heavens have opened up. I'm in the Lavvu and it's actually fairly waterproof. There's a bit of water inside. I just think the outside need a wax coating or a waterproof waxing. I'm still cooking inside. You might be able to hear it bubbling away. I've got the light on the camera now because obviously it might be quite dark in here. But the heavens have opened. Nearly had my 10 minutes simmering time, and then we'll crack on again with the recipe. Here it comes again. Got a wet hat because I had, when I shut the doors on the Lavvu, I had to put a few extra pegs in just to make sure there's no water come in. I just keep going on about how good this Lavvu is. 30 quid. I slept in it on the beach. There's a video to that. I'll drop a link down below. I also done a setting up video and had a little brew, which I did here. I said about it earlier, but again, I'll drop a link down below to that video. Let's crack on with the stew. So my 10 minutes has passed now. He's absolutely chucking it down. I just had to put a little bit more water in there as I was losing too much. Alright, time to season the little baby. In there, it's not funny stuff you smoke. There's a mixture of salt, pepper and dried herbs, about a teaspoon of dried herbs, a good dash of salt and pepper. Ooh, herby, smells good. Give that a little stir. So you want to cook that down in the water on a high temperature now for a minute. The herb mixture's been bubbling away for a good minute or so now. Bloody hell, that rain. I don't know if you can hear that. Anyway, I'm in my Lavvu, nice and dry, and the heat from the stove's keeping me nice and warm. Anyway, now for the good part, fun part, grown up part. A bottle of the Captain's finest little Captain Red Eye Pale Ale. Out of all the craft beers they have in Lidl's, this is the one, boys. Where's my bottle opener? There it is. Right, got my bottle opener. It's not very light in here. Have we got the camera light? Really? There we go. That helps. Doesn't help I've got a bottle opener from the 1940s. Anyway. This has got a good slug of the Captain's Pale Ale. And the rest is for me. Oh yeah. So I leave that on high. I just want to cook the alcohol down for a minute, another minute. I like saying the word minute. The initial cook-off of the alcohol's happened, been a minute or so. Now it's time I get to use my favourite bushcraft accessory, because you know we find it always in the bush. Tin foil, aluminium foil, aluminium foil. What I'm going to do is on the stove, I'm just going to reduce the temperature, a gentle simmer. Burning hands. And I'm going to cover my mess tin. Like that. Once it's covered, as well as you can without burning yourself, and the rain's coming through the door again, you want to leave that for 20 minutes. Do not touch it. That's the secret. Leave it. So let the temperature come right down. So it's just on a gentle cook. Don't let your stove go out like that. Obviously if you're cooking on an open fire, you'd move it to a cooler spot. So drop the temperature, and I'm going to leave it for say 20 minutes. But do not take the tin foil off. I thought I'd bring you outside to show you. Absolutely chucking it down. There's me in a hoodie, look. I've got my coat in there. So that's where I am, look, in my old Lavvu. Oh, look nice. That's the stew bubbling away. You can see I finished my beer. Captain Rye's red beer. Bubbling away, stew bubbling away. You can probably hear the rain. You can see it on my screen. It's finally a little bit of a give in the rain. Not much. Not much. Getting quite. There should be. So that's been on there for nearly my 20 minutes. Just getting hungry now. Been at work all day. We need something to eat. So I left a little bit of a gap underneath my Lavvu when I set it up, because it wasn't actually raining hard when I put it up. Just a little bit of spit, but I looked at my weather forecast and it said it was going to rain about 6 o'clock, not 4 o'clock when I got here. Lucky enough I was ready for it. I didn't bring a tarp or anything, which I should have done really. Should have put a tarp over this, but then again I wasn't going to have my open fire. I settled on bringing the gas stove, which I'm pleased I did. The steam, that's just the heat inside. Oh, there we go, the rain again. So that's just the heat. Might even be the trees, because obviously I'm under some trees. Look at this, because the heat of the stove is filling the Lavvu. Nice and warm. So it's warm in here. The steam coming off it, it's drying very quickly. But like I said a minute earlier on, I think I need just to get something to waterproof it with. So that's my view. My view from the Lavvu. Anyway, that's what I've just been pretty much daydreaming and looking at. That's what we do, boys. Just look at the woods. Deep thought. So I'm going to get this tin foil off. Let's have a look how she's doing. 20 minutes have passed. I'll just turn the heat off. Let's get this. Whoa. Reduced, obviously it's a stew, so you want a little bit. It's looking good. Looking good, boys and girls. Get my trusty Opinol number 6. Yeah, vegetables are cooked. Meat's nice and soft, tender. Just carrot. Oh yeah. I think we're ready to cook. We've already cooked a numpty. And we're ready to eat. So I'm just giving it a quick blast. Just get rid of that. Just any extra liquid. If you want to eat a thicker stew, now's your time to drop in your thickener. But me, I like my stew with a little bit of the beer and the stock. And obviously it's been boiled in vegetables and the meat, so you'll get flavours from those. I like it like almost like it's not a soup, is it? It's chunky soup. The rain stopped. I think it's just coming off the trees now. I don't know if you spotted when I got here, it was fairly dry on the ground, but look, this is how heavy the rain's been since I've been here. A little stream appeared from nowhere behind me. It's a lovely, nice puddle. But that said, I'm outside now, and it's stopped raining. It's time to celebrate. Well, the finishing of the rain anyway. Tucking into the stew. I certainly warmed the cockles. Empty mess tin. Just need to wash it up when I get home. I've got the light on the camera because it's started to get dark. May not look it on the camera. Actually, it looks more like daylight through the camera, but it's getting dark now. The rain has still subsided, so I'm going to pack up. I've got a new camera, which I'm quite pleased about. But I didn't really charge it up enough, I don't think, so you might not see me again walking back. I'll try my hardest to squeeze an extra little bit of footage in. Hopefully not me falling over in all this water. All packed up. There's that lovely puddle I was telling you about. You can see it 'cause it's dark, like I said. So, thank you very much if you watched all the way to the end. Thanks very much again for your constant support, comments, likes, follows. Don't forget I'm on Instagram at Bill Outdoors. Thank you very much for watching this video, and hopefully I'll see you again in the next one.